Hello, welcome back to Trash Talkin.
I'm Reg.
I'm me, and we got some football to talk.
Oh, sorry, CD Lamb hands.
Oh,
Sorry.
He did it on
I've
purpose.
got it on for
I thought
motivation.
it was CD. I thought it was a pass.
I've got the jersey on for motivation this week.
I get paid still, don't I? I still get my $3 million for the
I'm
game.
motivating him this week, and I put on my CD Lamb shirt because I know he can do better. It's almost a shame it's football season because I want to talk about Connolly early, Red Sox pitcher, 11 Ks in 5 innings, first game, but we can't. But we can't. But we will. We will as soon as the playoffs start and we're in there. We'll start talking about the absolute pigs of a rotation we have: Crochet, Giolito, Bayo, Tolley, and now early.
And some guy comes in at the end and mows everybody.
And Chapman is in with Cy Young, gonna get Cy Young votes this year, which is ridiculous.
He's unhittable when he's
Greatest batting average against of all time for a closing pitcher, and the greatest OBP against.
Just stand in him. He could beat you at any minute.
And he's finally locating
Throws
pitchers.
100 miles an hour, and he's
best pitcher in the league. I'll take him over Tariq Skubal. We're gonna talk about some football because it was the first week of football, which is like Christmas. Sunday, first Sunday of football is like Christmas morning, waking up to see all these, and there's actually great games.
Yes, we left Prince Edward County.
We did. We had a gig.
8 o'clock.
Had a gig the night before.
I'm proud of you for doing that.
We were asked many times, you should stay a little bit, and I kept telling them we leave at 8. We ride at dawn.
So all you podcast watchers understand the depth of love he has for this kid.
I love it, and it didn't matter how tired I was. I just sleep on the couch. I've stayed up for every single game till midnight, till the last game is over. So it was a great week of football.
Other than a couple games, though, the offenses were horrible.
Yeah, that's to be expected week one.
Yeah, the offenses were way off.
There's only a couple like really good back and forth. Steelers, Jets somehow, but
that was off.
Aaron Rodgers. As much as I actually don't like Aaron Rodgers, very happy to see Aaron Rodgers play well because it's just kind of nice to see the old guys do well. That's the thing. And Metcalf started off a little, but he dropped a couple, and then he locked in. The defense didn't look great against Field, but I think that's like a rushing thing. I think it's a dual threat. The defense will be fine. That was fun to watch. As much as I don't like Aaron Rodgers, I hope he has an unbelievable season. Because it's just cool to see, the last of those guys do well.
As an old man, it's nice to see an old man.
Nice to see him do well. And he looked he didn't just he fall into 250, 4 touchdowns. He actually looked really well.
Threw the ball.
So that was nice to see. And then we obviously had a great last game, which we'll talk about later, because we're bringing on a Bills fan. So that'll be our second topic. We'll let him ease into it. We're going to bring on Mike Durante, super fan, and a great friend and Bills fans. Sadly, we have to throw in.
Well, come on, Mike.
You have to throw in Bills fan. It kind of hurts it. What's up, Mike?
How are you, gentlemen?
We're ready to talk some football. We're going to start off with a game that, to me, is a moral victory, and I don't like those. I usually don't believe in moral victories, but the first topic, does the Eagles-Cowboys game say more about the Cowboys or the Eagles? And I'll let you start, Mike.
That was, like I said, that was a great game, surprising to a lot of people. Going into that, I had people over my house. Everyone's like, "Oh, we're taking this. We're the spread is only this. Eagles are gonna kill them." You know what? That game, I think that game really told me about both teams. To be honest with you, Dallas, played well. They could run the ball. Dak had some time, which was great. The whole Jalen Carter, that was fantastic to start the game with. But I think it was a big stand actually for the Cowboys, showing him that they can run with the big boys this year. Like you said, a few drops by CD Lamb, and that game could have gone the other direction. You got Aubrey's leg. We were close to being in field goal range a bunch of times, but a couple drops just didn't get you there. So I think it was a big moral victory for the Cowboys, and I think the Eagles also need to wake up a little bit. That game really showed the Cowboys showed me something the Eagles did not.
I got to agree with you, Mike. And in sports, I hate to say that you're happy to lose, but I didn't think they would be half this good on defense. I didn't realize they had Kenneth Murray, the linebacker. The DBs played well. They covered the receivers well. They had a pass rush. I know they're going to miss Micah Parsons, but I think they kind of rallied around it. And like you said, other than the CD Lamb, those 2 catches, this could be a big loss for Dallas because, to me, it could either cost you the division or cost you a playoff spot down the line, losing a game like this. But I was so happy for Javonte Williams. I was really happy for him.
He looked
touchdowns.
great.
I'm glad he's there. We don't need him, but I'm
glad
he looked good. I hope his injuries are done with. The Eagles have they always start slow. They did this last year too. They'll win games they probably shouldn't, but a lot of teams don't win those games. They have some injuries. The Jalen Carter thing was stupid. I mean, to me, he should get one extra game. I don't think the suspension should be considered the game he gets thrown out at. But the Eagles, I think if they have to, they'll get better as the year goes on. And I was surprised at Dallas, and I think they will get better. They got the kicker. They got a little bit of a running game. They got the weapons on offense. That defense played well. They got the Giants at home this week. If they win that, I think they're on their way. I still see them winning 10-7, possibly 11-6. But I would think more 10-7, 9-8. What about you, Ed?
I'm trying to grab a graph here, but I don't think I have it saved anymore. But it showed Dak week 1, his like average time to throw the ball and how he stretched the field. So it was like the window, the average depth of the target, and how much time you had. And he was like right in the average margin of time he had to throw. And the windows he was throwing into were the best in the league. Him, Jordan Love, and Aaron Rodgers somehow were the best in the league week 1. So what changed? First of all, it's a moral victory, and I hate that my team is now feisty and not good. Like, it's just going to be a team that can beat anyone but can lose to anyone. But week 1, the biggest difference on the offense, and it wasn't shown because he only had 3 catches, was George Pickens. He is the biggest difference. He is the field stretcher. The first throw to him was a 30-yard pass that was DPI. That is not what you get with him. You don't get that with Lamb. I love Lamb. But Lamb's not a go up and grab it guy. He's a get space. He's a make space after he gets the ball, run after catch guy. He is an awesome addition, and your guy was the biggest difference to me. It was nice to have a run game.
Yeah, I was so
happy. I haven't seen it in so long. 2022, the Tony Pollard season was the last time I've seen a run game actually work. Even 2023, which I think was one of our best teams, we had no run game. So it was nice to see Dak. It's a shame those drops cost him 115 yards and a touchdown because he was the second-rated PFF quarterback of the week. Jalen Hurts just under him, and that's why PFF is kind of skewed because Jalen Hurts did not look that good, but he looked great. That was the best game I think I've ever seen Dak play, and I think his best throw of all time that I've ever seen him throw was dropped. It was that because Jalen Tolbert runs a completely lazy route. He's almost running into CeeDee Lamb. What he's supposed to do is take the corner off his route there. He almost runs into CD, and my confusion there is it's going to get picked off or they're going to run into each other.
At least he didn't throw to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, he could have taken.
He could have taken his receiver.
Listen, 2 days before, or like a week before that, Taylor Swift was on their podcast talking about how excited she was that Xavier Worthy got drafted to the Chiefs. Is it a coincidence that a week later Travis Kelce lays out Xavier Worthy? I don't know. Maybe there's some jealousy there, but not just bias. It was really. I went to bed the same way I went to bed after 2021 when we played the Bucs on opening night, where I was like, this is not that bad of a team. And defensive tackles are hard to look at in the box score sometimes. It was nice that Kenny Clark's first game, he made an unbelievable difference.
He played good.
With him off the field, 4.8 yards per carry. With him on the field, 2.6 yards.
And we really tightened up in the second half. Like they looked like they were going to score every down, every time they got the ball, and then we tightened up and never scored again.
It was great.
The rain stopped the offense.
I was going to say
one storm and nobody could score. I don't understand it.
I'd like to see Javonte Williams used a little bit more in the passing game going forward. He was a big-time weapon for the Broncos all those years, catching 5, 6, even close to 10 passes out of the backfield. He had 2 targets the other day. I'd like to see them put that scheme in a little bit further with Dallas because, like you said, now you have the wide receivers that are taking the guys back deep. A little screenshot out to the one side to Javonte Williams. They could get some big yardage out of that play, I believe.
Fergie. We need more.
Yeah, Ferguson, but he also, again, that was another drop that no one's talking about because if you have 2 minutes till the guy hits you, you have to catch the ball. Like, I know he's there, and I will never know how that feels to be staring down a safety, but he dropped. That was one of Dak's best throws of the night. He dropped it in the bucket, and Ferguson obviously heard some footsteps which is fine. We got DPI, and we didn't get it in because Sanders fumbled. Sanders actually looked good, even though that fumble cost us the game.
Yeah, he got it.
But I don't think he should be playing anyways. I think it should be Jaden Blue and Javonte Williams. Who I'm going to give the most credit to is the guy who 3 days before the season started was a cut candidate. Trayvon Diggs held A.J. Brown to 0 yards. He was unbelievable. The only catch that Brown had, Diggs was not on him. There's one catch for 8 yards. And Bland shut down Smith. Like, our corners look good.
Very good, yeah.
Eberflus had a weird first half, but he called 0% man coverage. There was never cover 0. We ran a lot of cover 4, a lot of cover 3. There was no cover 0. So we're clearly playing to our strengths, especially week 1. It feels like we should destroy the Giants, but now that feels like a Cowboys game that we would lose. But after watching week 1, I don't know if we make the playoffs. I'm still going to say no, but it's at least fun.
I don't know. You're playing Russell Wilson. I don't think you got anything to worry about.
I don't know. Russ, he had that terrible first game, but if I know my team, I know that the games that we should win, we usually lose. But as a fan, I'm very, at least a little more confident than I was going tonight. We covered, and it wasn't like, oh, we just covered. Like, it went down to the last drive, and we just didn't make the plays like we usually do.
Yeah.
But let's move on to your team, because that was maybe the game of the year. Obviously, the game of the year. But game of the year in week 1 is pretty crazy. And some good moments, like we had a kid shove Lamar Jackson and DeAndre Hopkins. And today we had him.
And he's banned.
And today we had him show up on Buffalo News apologizing with a neck brace on. The kid who shoved him. So trying to get some pity votes. I don't think he got shoved back that hard to have a neck brace. But I'm going to let Mike go first. Bills and Ravens. What does this win mean for Josh Allen and the Bills?
First thing I want to say, Ed, the last time they played each other, we were in New Jersey watching that game together.
Mark Andrews drop. Mark Andrews drop, yeah.
So, again, that, MVP, right? He showed up at the end. He put up 250 yards in one quarter, where I saw a stat the other day that 18 quarterbacks didn't even have 250 in the whole game over year 1. I think it was a big moral victory for the Bills based upon the Ravens. Everyone was talking about Ravens defense. Ravens defense is going to be better than Denver. They're going to be better than Pitt this year. They're going to be the team. And if you look at the stars that they do have, that Hamilton, hands down, probably one of the best safeties in the game. I don't think Jair Alexander is as good as he used to be anymore, but they're bragging. But I think I really think that game showed me 2 things. The Bills can score against anybody. Whatever weapons Josh Allen has, they're going to be stars. We still got the run game. We still got the offensive line. What scares me a little bit is we spent a lot of money on the defense. And Derrick Henry, although he does run over a lot of teams,
he's just that's just who he is.
74 yards. Ed Oliver played fantastic, but I think our safety need to be switched up a little bit. Like DeMar Hamlin didn't even play at all, where last game against them, he played pretty well. They don't know how to tackle in the open field. The angles that they were taking was just pathetic. I'm looking at these guys going, really? This is Derrick Henry and you're running straight at him? Jump in front of him. Make him trip over you. You're not going to stop him any other way. But I think it was a good moral victory for the Bills. Just showed MVP was the right MVP. But they really, really need to do some work on their defense. Coming up against the Jets team that looked pretty good, their offense last week, we really have to tighten some things up. But other than that, I think it was a great start for Josh Allen and the offense to put up 41 points against a team that was supposed to have the best defense in the league.
Yeah, I think that just clinches them the home field advantage in the AFC because they're in the worst division. They got Miami twice, New England twice. There's 4 gimmies, right? The Jets probably 2, maybe 1, but their schedule's not that hard. It showed me again about Baltimore. They're another team that find a way to lose. They're a great team. They have trouble beating good teams and great teams. Josh Allen just proved he's better than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson won't do that on his own. Josh Allen does. Just like you said, doesn't matter who they put in receivers. They get rid of guys. It doesn't matter. They bring guys in. He makes everybody better. And when he was on a mission, you could see for that game that the game was never out of reach. You give him the ball back a couple times, and that's the way he has been the last few years. If he has the ball at the end of the game, he's scoring.
How can you not
can't give him no time.
Like a guy with that kind of heart?
You just
I'm not saying Dak doesn't, but to take that heart and like you said, he's not playing with all these unbelievable stars of these other guys, and he makes them stars. It reminds me of when Mahomes just plays with anybody. Okay, I got this guy. He's my new receiver.
They're going to score 27, 28 points a game. I don't care how you slice it, who they're playing, probably more. The defense is going to get better. They're young. They drafted a lot of guys. Like you said, they're not tackling well, but this showed me a lot about the Bills and the Ravens, because the Ravens would do that against the Chiefs as well. And the Chiefs could start 0-2 this week. The Bills would be laughing if they do. If the Chiefs lose to the Eagles this week and they're 0-2, the Bills will be up a game at least on Baltimore. So I think it gives them the inside track in the AFC. And again, that's why Josh Allen should have been MVP last year.
Yeah, as someone who didn't think Josh should have got MVP last year, that definitely solidified that he should have been. Like, it just, he makes the plays when it. So I'm doing something that I don't like that I'm doing, because I've kind of been on the train for a while. I used to think it was tier 1 Mahomes, and then your tier 2 was Lamar and Josh, and then you had the rest of the guys. I think tier 1 has to be Mahomes and Josh, and then you can go tier 2 Lamar.
Burrow's.
Burrow's up there too, but again, like, I love Burrow, but I don't watch at end of games and go. I like Burrow maybe more than Josh, like, just as a fan.
You put Burrow on Baltimore, he'd have an extra Super Bowl in his pocket.
But Josh just, like, carries the team, and I love Joe, but I've seen him carry the team and lose a lot. I just think Josh has this, like, weird ability to just put everyone on his back. And 40-25 against. Did we both say the Ravens were the best team in the league last week? Because I said they were.
Talent, yeah.
I said they were going to win the Super Bowl. Like, I said this was here. They were in the Super Bowl. And 40-25 with like 9 minutes left. Like, that game should be over every single time. And I'm not sure it's like so much the Ravens choking like it is. Like, the fumble was bad, but Lamar played great. Derrick Henry played great. Obviously, one bad play. The defense looked really weird for some reason. Like, I think Alexander's cooked because you just watch him all night get fried. But just Josh has this weird thing, like Mahomes does, where it's like, if you have the ball at the end of the game and you have Josh, you're gonna win the game. And I don't like it. Like, I don't like the Bills. I don't like. But I'm watching this guy, and I'm Sunday night for the first time in my life. The last time I went for the Bills was a wild card game against the Jags with Tyrod Taylor starting. That's the last time I actually rooted for the Bills. I found myself, like, going for Josh Allen. Like, this guy's awesome. Like, he's Superman.
That's what I've been saying.
He's unbelievable.
Years. That's why I watch him.
And it's something that I've kind of missed with Mahomes the last 2 years. Like, I haven't. It's weird because I haven't seen that with Mahomes the last 2 years, and I'm getting concerned.
I was so surprised how many Bills fans left the stadium.
Oh yeah. No, and I had friends that were there, and text them, "You're still there, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." So it was a good thing.
We were literally thinking of going out.
I think, you know what? I'm a Bills fan, and I think the biggest news that we're going to be following the next 3 weeks is the Matt Prater and Tyler Bass situation, because that kid hit everyone right down the pipe. Nothing was even close. Every Prater kick was right down the middle. Now we're going to see. We still got him kicking for 3 more weeks, and Bass has got a huge contract still, you know?
Yeah.
I would still, if I'm the Bills, at the deadline, there's always like a market for wide receivers. We're seeing already, you know, I know Tyreek Hill's an issue, but like that's an example of like a guy who will be available at the deadline. I would still, if you want to beat the Chiefs, you got to be the Chiefs. The Chargers look really good. So I think the Chargers are going to be there. You got to be the Ravens again. I would still try and go get that solidified number 1 at the deadline. I wouldn't be cautious. I would send a first. I would send whatever you need to get a number 1 for Josh. Last time he had Diggs. I know he's good without Diggs, but just think of how much better he could be if you just get yourself a number 1, not making a number 1.
Yeah.
Just you have a solidified number 1. I don't know. I think the Bills could be the best team in the AFC after
best offense by far in the NFL.
Yeah, I just think that salary cap will, if anything, will prevent them from being able to sign somebody. At least just for a 1 year, 2 year. If they sign him into, you know, anything over than that, they can stretch that salary into the future. But we'll see what comes about. But you know, they just signed Gabe Davis to the practice squad. I know he's past his prime a little bit, but he does have a good rapport with Josh. So again, it all depends on where we need to spend our money. Like Phil said, we're going to get 28, 30 points no matter who's out there with Josh Allen. So I'd like to see it, but who knows what Beaner's thinking.
And we say this like the last like 2 years, but like this, is the year you got to win. It feels like now Mahomes is going out there with Juju Smith-Schuster as wide receiver 1. Like I've never been this down on the Chiefs. I'm usually like, until I see it not happen, I'm going to pick them. But it's 2 years of Mahomes not looking like Mahomes to me. I thought he had a good first game, but he lost against the Chargers, who he's kind of owned his whole career. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, you kind of have to. And again, there's the 3-4 best quarterbacks in this league are in the AFC.
They're in the AFC, so
it's Burrow, it's Lamar, Mahomes, Allen, and then a lot of people want to throw Herbert at 5. I don't, but it's 5.
He's not better.
It's 5 of those, so it's like you have to go get it when you can. And the Chiefs are more wounded than they were last year. Honestly, they're wounded. Yeah, you got to kill them now. And I'll be fine to see it because I would like to see one. I'd like to see Josh get a
Everybody wants to see him lose now anyway. All the teams, they don't want.
Every team that plays the Chiefs is going to get their best.
Yeah. We got a Bronco fan and a Bills fan. I got to ask you a question. This is why I like Josh. He reminds me of watching Elway. Do you see any of the similarities of the Bronco fan?
Yeah, the game's never over because when Elway was there, it didn't matter what the score was.
And he went hard, and he would run, he would throw, whatever he had to do.
I'm kind of shocked that Josh has never been hurt how hard he plays. I don't want him to, but he dives into people. This guy has no regard for himself.
He's strong.
But he's like a freaking 6'5", 250. Like the guy is massive. So
when I think about Elway, I think about when he threw his whole body in that one.
Me too.
The one where he goes.
He wanted to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, the one that won him the Super Bowl. He went helicoptering around, held on to the ball, got right back up, and I'm like, yeah, that's something that Josh would do to get a touchdown, just the way Elway used to throw his body around.
That's what I see.
And that's something that Lamar doesn't do, in my opinion. I see Lamar. I think Lamar's awesome. I like Lamar a lot more than most people. A lot of people crap on him, and I think it's because I see a lot of Dak in him. I mean, Lamar's way better, but this a guy I'm rooting for in the playoffs because he's so historically good in the regular season, is so historically bad in the postseason. But I don't see this with Lamar, that he'll jump into the crowd of players to get into the end zone in a week 5 against the Patriots. I'd see that with Josh, and maybe that's dumb, but I like that. It's hard. It's very Buffalo.
It's hard to turn off and on. I think you got to just do it all the time.
He absolutely has that Buffalo mentality. I wish some Sabres would have it, but where it's he is very Buffalo, very resilient, very strong.
I know there's a co-owner.
Is he actually?
He's bought into the Sabres.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now I'm a bigger fan. I've always been a fan.
Oh, crazy. Well, maybe we'll turn around. But I'm starting to change a little bit. I felt like the Grinch on Christmas morning when he sees all the kids that are singing even though their presents aren't there. I was watching Josh Allen and it felt like my heart started to grow a little bit. I don't hate this team as much as I used to. I'm starting to like this team a little bit. So I'm rooting for him a little bit. I think Josh is the best. I think he could repeat MVP season, but I picked Burrow. But all right, let's move to your son's team, who I will be going to watch with him tomorrow night. We are going out to watch Commanders Packers. So I'm trying to watch all the film I can so I can be educated when I talk to him. But could the Packers be the best team in the league? We'll start with you, Mike, but I think they could be.
I think that come Super Bowl Sunday, it could be a very uncomfortable living room at the Durante residence, as my son Mitchell, of diehard, cheesehead, versus I can see a Packers-Bills Super Bowl, hands down. Do I think the Packers is the best team in the NFL after last week's performance? Definitely. I can, they could have a dynasty. They are the youngest team in the NFL. And they got kids like Matthew Golden. If you look at the weapons they got, now they got Micah Parsons to just even add. Detroit just was the number one scoring team in the NFL last year. They scored over 34 points a game. Yeah. Go into Green Bay, into Lambeau Field, you get 6.2 field goals. Yeah. That is impressive. Jordan Love can drop a ball. I watched that kid on the weekend. He can drop a ball anywhere. So that team, I think they're for real this year. I really believe this is the Packers' year to definitely win the NFC, and they're just getting stronger and stronger. Once Micah Parsons gets in more with the playbook, and I think that team is going to hold a lot of teams to under 10 points all year long. Especially, I watched the game last night. The Vikings didn't show me nothing. Bears didn't show me nothing. Yeah. The Lions, without their 2 coordinators that went off to be coaches this year, they showed me nothing. I just think this is the Packers' year to put the foot on people's necks and just show everybody in that division that this no one's talking about the Lions this year. They're all going to be talking about the Pack.
Yeah.
I got to agree with you. I think that trade, you could just see them flying around the field, the defense. And the defense has never been great. It's been good, but never great. Jordan Love is going to have a great year. He's got a lot of weapons. And like the youngest team in the league, figure that out. They stole
and Micah's young. Like, that's the thing. He's 26.
Yeah, exactly. And
sucks. It sucks. I hate saying that.
Detroit's on the way down. Dan Campbell cost them any chance to ever get into the Super Bowl, get in the game against San Francisco when he forgot he had a punter or a field goal kicker.
Yeah.
But they're on the way down. The Vikings are good. The Bears maybe in a year or two will get better. The NFC is wide open. They're definitely better than Tampa Bay. They're better than anybody in the West. The Rams, Seattle, San Fran. The Eagles Cowboys would be, close enough.
They're better than us.
They have an easier, path to get to.
Week 4.
And I just think, you know what? Good for the general manager and the team for going and doing that.
Yeah, you gotta give them props.
First round picks mean nothing if you win Super Bowls. If he gets him one Super Bowl, that trade is worth it. Kenny Clark's good. He'll be good for Dallas. But you could just see that team was energized. Once in a while, a team needs to be like that. And I think Detroit's scared now because what they saw, they're on their way down. Those division championships for a long time are going down. I can see Green Bay and Buffalo as you do as well. But to me, Green Bay tomorrow night, I think they prove another point and beat another good team at home, Washington.
I'd rather Green Bay than Philly again.
I don't know. That would suck. Green Bay would suck. But I'm not going to give their general manager actually any credit, although he's drafted well. But the Micah Parsons thing is like the Luka Doncic thing for me, where it's like it fell into your lap. Like Rob Pelinka. Like, I'm not giving Rob Pelinka any credit for getting Luka Doncic because I think he probably answered the phone and was like, really? Actually?
I heard the Eagles wanted
Parsons. They did. And they were going to give us even better.
I would have sold.
That would have been unbelievable.
They gave us a better deal apparently too. It was like 2 firsts, a couple seconds, but you can't. Yeah, you can't.
Wow.
But I'm sure Brian Gutekunst opened, answered the phone and like, they're like, really? You want to trade? Like, I'm sure that's what Rob Pelinka did with Luka Doncic. It's I don't give anyone credit for dealing with Jerry Jones. I feel like you just got to stroke his ego a little bit and then you probably have a trade. But yeah, what I love about football, it's why it's the greatest sport ever, even though baseball is my favorite sport, is that for 3 years ago, we were talking about how the Lions they're ready. They're coming up after they beat the Packers in Week 18 in Lambeau. And the next 2 years, they had the best offense in the league. And now here we are. And I literally think they could be third in that division to miss the playoffs.
It's hard to stay up.
I love it. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And that's why people make fun of me for like defending the Chiefs. That's why I'm just so
Chiefs, Bills,
blown away with what the Chiefs have done since 2018. Just like consistently been the best team in the league, even when they're not. So that's why I'm a big Chiefs believer. But the Packers, I don't believe in the wide receiver group, but I believe in them a little more. They're unproven. I believe it's 4 wide receiver 2s, but I believe Golden has the potential to be a wide receiver 1. That's the issue. And I believe if he actually does that and you surround him with Watson and Reed, I think that's unbelievable.
You guys could have had Golden. I thought you were going to take him, actually.
I thought we were going to take Golden.
I actually thought you were taking him when he was sitting there for us.
He's a great player.
For the Bills?
Yeah.
No, we had the 28th pick. Golden went.
No, you wanted them.
Oh, yeah. He would have been drafted. If he was still on the board, we would have taken him for sure.
You would have taken him, yes.
I wanted him bad, and we took Booker, who played amazing week 1. But what was the most terrifying part about the Packers is not Micah Parsons. Even though he barely played and he still made a massive impact, Zach Tom was amazing. That O-line was unbelievable. Aiden Hutchinson, I know he just came off an injury, but everyone's making this big deal about him coming back and how much that affected. And I agree, that's momentum. And he looked like he couldn't even get to the quarterback. The O-line is so underrated for the Packers. I think that's the best part of their offense. If you give Love time, he is like Brett Favre. He will make mistakes if he's under pressure. If you give him time and stand back there, he's got an arm. He can sling it around the field. And he's got people to throw to. That was a terrifying game. I am so scared to see Micah Parsons line up on Terrence Steele in Week 4 on Sunday Night Football. Terrence Steele again actually played really good against the Eagles, but Micah Parsons we call him the Lion. That's what he would post after games. The Lion's always hungry. I'm terrified to see what he does against a team that disrespected him and traded him. And I didn't just say this because he was a Cowboy. I'm still saying it now. I believe he's the best defensive player in the league. I believe he can do everything. He can line up as a linebacker. I've seen him line up on wide receivers. Like, the guy is a freak of nature. And once he's playing 100%, his impact was felt. His impact was felt in week 1, and he played third downs, and he looked amazing. Like, that one play where he somehow gets out of like the scrum of O-linemen, and you just see him coming at you like the Grim Reaper, and he's chasing down Goff. Like, I would give up and I would just slide. I would surrender. Like, this guy's a freak of nature. I think the Packers are the best team in the NFC. I'm not willing to say best team in the league yet because I think the Ravens are very good. I think the Bills are very good. And I'm not willing to count out the Chiefs after week 1 when they could just as easily prove it in week 2 against the Eagles. So from what I saw week 1, the Packers are better than the Eagles. And I know they scored a last-minute touchdown, the Lions to Tesla. That didn't count. It was 27-6. It was a complete garbage time touchdown where everyone was done. So I think you could have an awkward Super Bowl Sunday. We got to see it to believe it, but I think Packers-Bills –
be a good Super Bowl.
It would be something that, maybe a month ago I didn't believe because I didn't believe in the Packers, but you add the best. And now people forget about Rashawn Gary. That's going to open up completely the other side. It's what it did for DeMarcus Lawrence, revived his career. So, I think the Packers are going to easily win that division, and I think they're going to take the NFC, the 1 seed.
Yeah, I do too.
But so I think that's all we got. So thank you, Mike, for coming on. We're going to move on to our
Thanks,
picks.
Mike.
I appreciate it, Mike, and good
Mike,
luck
we're gonna
Sunday.
have you back on again?
No problem. And I'm going to leave you with 4 things.
Yes.
Be good, do good, God bless, go Bills.
Here it is. Circle the wagons. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Alrighty.
What about Ohio State?
Oh.
All right. So before we go, we're going to pick for the Thursday night game. I know it comes out after Thursday night, but we're here Wednesday. So Thursday night game, who's your pick?
I'll take Green Bay.
I will take Green Bay.
3.5.
And it's the first time. It's the only time this year I'll root for Green Bay because we need the Commanders to lose.
They need it more, so.
Absolutely.
It's a home
Starting
game.
off 2-0. It's in Lambeau.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Mine, me too.
All right. Pick of the week. This might be easy, so let's start with you.
Well, with me? Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going with the Bills. I think the Bills got this one. I think that I'm not a big believer in the Jets. I know they did look good the other day, but
It's tough to get up for a game after sometimes.
That's the thing.
That's
But
the
we'll
thing.
see.
You always got to look for downers.
I'm going for them.
They should. I'm going to take your Cowboys -6 because Russell Wilson, I heard, is starting.
Yep.
I think you guys will score on him. I think your defense will pressure him. He's good for a couple turnovers. Giants back-to-back division road games. Dallas off like a mini bye.
Yeah.
I think you guys win by 10-14 easy.
I hate doing this, but I'm doing the same thing. If we don't win by like 25, I hope we have Clowney. I hope we sign him for that. But that's the game that, after the game on Thursday, that's the type of game that CeeDee Lamb, like you said earlier, goes for 175 and 2 touchdowns, and Dak throws 430 yards. So I'm taking Cowboys too. So at the most, we can stay even this week. So no one's going to lose any ground. But
Hopefully we're both undefeated.
That would be nice. All right. Thank you for watching Trash Talkin. I got to go watch Red Sox. So
I'm Reg.
Ami, and we'll see you later.